Well, my friends, it's been a few days since the Nprc 2023 recommended rules came out, but it's been a few months since we've done one of these. So let's get ready. I'm Chad, this is the Dorky and 40 RC channel, and we are going to get fast on Facebook today. Let's go. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. For a lot of you new guys, this is one of the things that we do in the off season that a lot of people seem to really love and enjoy, and I love doing it for you all as well. A lot of people do not have Facebook. A lot of people cannot stand the Facebooks, but I will do my best to go through and cut through all the noise and show you guys some of like the most weekly, double weekly, bi-weekly, whatever, important topics, cool things that just kind of catch my eyes, new products, all that kind of fun stuff. So the biggest thing, of course, is going to be the actual rules that were put out a couple days ago, and I did a video about this. Now, the most important thing to realize is that there have been some changes to the rules. A lot of people have spoken out for various reasons. Some people have, you know, a little bit more stake in the game than others, and some people just don't want to buy a new body. That's all right. I'm kind of in that crowd too. But the gracious people at the Nprc roundtable have decided to go ahead and leave outlaw alone, so we don't have to worry about body trimming and judging that and teching that and all that kind of stuff, which, you know, it was kind of weird anyway, but, you know, I'm a fair guy. I appreciate the time and effort that they have put into this, because I know some of these guys have been doing this drag racing thing for a long time. Many of you have, like, a decade or more, and, you know, really without some of these people who I think have been around for a long time since the inception of this idea, we might not be where we are today. So whether you agree with what they do or whatever, I think, you know, everybody should just kind of step back and give them, be a little bit gracious to them, that, like, you know, without these people deciding to band together and start this kind of idea like 3 years ago, like, what would I have done during spring of 2020 during COVID with my Slash that was sitting there collecting dust? I don't know. I probably wouldn't have been doing this. So they've also kind of like admitted that the street stock, real street type of car is just kind of like a work in progress type of class. A lot of people, like my buddy Tim Barth, Midwest RC, talking about the VXL system, you know, running a VXL class, any kind of chassis that you want, you know, whatever, you know, box stock VXL, you can move up from an RTR to a real street type of car. It all just kind of makes sense. And, you know, I would love to see us try to figure out some way to like put that kind of progression into it. But from one thing I've learned on this channel and just seeing people out in the wild, and I am guilty of this, and so are you, like, we all just want to like go fast. We all want to go 100 mile per hour, 1.4s. And some people are willing to do whatever it takes to get there, whether that's getting divorced, going bankrupt, or anything. You see it all over the place here. You got to find like a medium ground, that is for sure. Don't get caught up in the whole game. But, you know, there just has to be like that gateway drug, right? Like, I don't think RTR is that gateway drug that it gets people in, but they are too quickly, they abandon it too quickly to move to outlaw, and then they either get frustrated or they realize that they just can't keep throwing hundreds of dollars at their stock chub chassis and like go out and be like super competitive when they're seeing people running DC1s, Apollos, or whatever, constantly posting 1.6, 1.7 GNSSs, and they're nowhere close to that. So Real Street hopefully can kind of bridge that gap, whether it ends up being like a VXL type of setup at like a local level or a turn limit. The hard case battery is a pretty good idea, because that just kind of limits like what people can actually do when you're limited by the actual battery power itself. Now, if you put a 4-pole motor in your car, you know, 4-pole, for all you new people, in my opinion, that kind of takes the battery equation, like, throws it out the window. You can use a pretty inexpensive, decent 2-cell battery, and you can go pretty dang fast. You don't need to go out and spend $300 and $400 on a crazy battery. $100 decent battery will do well. A lot of people will argue that's fine, but it's hard to really show that data. We'll talk about it one of these days. Let's get back to the Facebooks. So if you guys want to check out all the latest developments and stuff, it's all right here. And if you're on Facebook, I'm sure it is all over your feeds. Now, it seems like along with this story, there's a lot of different people as far as like people that run races and tracks and this and that and everything else that have kind of been responding to the way things go, because like these people love holding events. Some people make money off of them. I mean, they're not getting rich off of this stuff. They're putting in hours and hours of work, and who knows what the actual end goal is. It could be like this, like, you know, this video takes an hour to do and it might make $2 when it's all said and done 6 months from now. And, you know, many people that run these races are pretty much probably in the same boat, you know, like my friends up at the 419, Erica and Tony. You know, I've seen videos of him out there blowing off the fairgrounds track at like 6 in the morning when it's like 90 degrees out for a Saturday morning, you know, for a race. And, you know, they want to hold these big races and stuff. And when they've got people that are, you know, infighting as far as like what the rules should be, and you know, I can see where some people are like, well, we want to run these rules and we want to run those rules because, you know, they've built an amazing program up there. They've got like 1 or 2 of the big national races that people come to. So I understand that you kind of like pick a side, because if you pick this one side, then you're going to scare off some of these people or make them angry. And if you pick this side, then you're going to make some of these people angry. So it's good to see that everybody has like kind of come together, at least for now. Let's cross our fingers that everybody still has that that giving attitude throughout the holiday season, and that it carries us into 2023 NPRC season. Now, of course, you know I am a huge fan of R1 Works and the R1 DC1. I've been watching people do all of these crazy awesome things with their new transmissions that they have got, the new transmission cases. I have mine. I am waiting on a couple pieces. I have pretty much all the pieces to build the transmission, but I kind of wanted to assemble one from the start with all of the R1 pieces, so that way you guys can see with part numbers and everything what exactly would go into it. So that way down the road, when we see how it performs and everything else, you guys will know exactly what to go and get and exactly what to buy, and you'll be all set and ready to go. Besides that, there's just been it's good to see a lot of good talk about the DC1 and stuff on here. People asking a lot of questions about, you know, different batteries and like what things you're running and all kinds of stuff. So it would seem that there's a huge influx of people, you know, into that R1 community. Probably a lot of the people out there in the West Coast for sure, because they're probably still racing. I know they're getting a lot of rain out there and stuff. But man, I'm really liking the way that some of these cars are looking, and I'm going to have to definitely get to work on mine soon here. I am actually working on my buggy and truggy right now, so I'm doing up some new bodies and stuff for the indoor carpet racing this weekend. Pretty stoked on that one. So I did check out a couple of the other big groups, NPRC Experience and the NPRC Junkie groups. And it kind of looks like posting is kind of slowed down like a little bit. I'm sure people have got better things to do this time of year. But man, there's just some beautiful freaking things going on here. Like just some beautiful bodies that people are doing, paint jobs and everything. Boy, it's a shame that like these things don't hold up as long as they do. I am literally like one coat Mr. Red guy. I mean, here's my truggy body. I see people at the track that just have these like amazing painted bodies for everything. And it's like, I look at this thing and how destroyed and cracked and beat up it is just after like a month. So why am I going to waste my time or money on that? But a lot of people are kind of cruising through here looking for the stuff that we're talking about here. They're kind of asking questions about the rules, and they're getting different people's take on everything. So, you know, just kind of take all that with a grain of salt when you guys are going through here. Look at the date on these posts and stuff, because some of the people might not understand that these things have been, you know, kind of corrected. Corner weight, yeah, always nice to have a car that comes out perfectly balanced. That is for sure. That will help you get down the road a lot better. Some front wheel drive posting kind of stuff going on there. My buddy Stu showing his beautiful piece of machinery there, looking really good. Hopefully, Stu, you can keep that baby off of the curb and get it down the road. I've been watching you, seeing you've been having some great luck and a couple bad experiences. Sorry about that stuff, man. That really happens. Boomer is a big he's a big guy here on the channel that comments a lot. Pretty excited about the RTR class, which one he thinks the Losi 22 is probably the best one, and I would have to agree. From what I've seen, especially with like aftermarket part support, like 5-Star Hobbies comes to mind. They make a lot of good parts and conversion parts and kits and stuff for the Losi 22, if I'm not mistaken. And it seems to be a little bit better quality stuff than like they made back for the DR10. So I think that the Losi is definitely probably the way to go for the RTR. The DR10 has been updated to the DR10M, but I did not see the DR10M being listed, I don't think, as one of the RTR cars. I think there's a little bit more inside of that DR10M that actually gives it an advantage over the other ones. I could be wrong, but I don't remember seeing it. I know it probably would be kind of silly to go buy the DR10M because they sell so many hop-up kits for that you would want to like totally throw onto that car to make it super awesome. But according to the RTR rules, you know, you can't even switch out like plastic parts to like aluminum. It's just going to throw off the whole thing, and it's you're breaking the rules. So my buddy RC Jack, trying to offload some of his stuff since he is the proud owner of, I'm going to call it his Apollo now because he's had it forever. So got tire prep still going on, all that kind of good stuff. Just some of the basic stuff going on besides the rules right now, guys. Kind of quiet. Not a whole lot going on when it comes to the NPRC front. I think everybody is just kind of sitting back, taking it easy, doing those builds. Maybe there's some secret testing going on out there with some people. Who knows? But when we figure something out, we'll be here to tell it to you guys. So it's good to see all of you. We will talk to you guys on the next video. Peace.